Have you ever just watched a cow hanging out in a field, chewing away, and thought, what is actually going on in there? Well, today, we're diving deep into one of the most incredible biological machines on the planet. I mean, that's the real mystery, isn't it? How does this animal take something humans can't get a single calorie from, tough, stringy grass, and magically transform it into one of the most nutrient-dense foods we have? It's a biological puzzle. And trust me, the answer is way cooler than you might think.
All right, to crack this puzzle, we've got to go inside. We're heading straight for the cow's legendary digestive system. But first things first, let's just bust a huge myth right off the bat. The whole cows have 4 stomachs thing? Yeah, that's not really true.
So let's set the record straight. Cows don't have 4 separate stomachs. They have one single, absolutely massive stomach that's divided into 4 highly specialized compartments. So don't think 4 stomachs. Think of it more like a 4-stage, high-tech factory for digesting food.
So what's the journey look like? Okay, so the grass first drops into the rumen, which is basically this giant fermentation tank. From there, it goes to the reticulum, which acts like a tough bouncer at a club, sorting everything and kicking the big, undigested bits back for more chewing. After that, it's onto the amasum, which squeezes out all the water. And finally, it reaches the abomasum. This is the true stomach, the one that works a lot like ours does. And this is where you really see the genius of the whole system. The rumen is a microbial world. It's all about fermentation. But the abomasum, that's a chemical world, using acid and enzymes, just like our own stomach. A cow is running 2 completely different digestive playbooks at the same time, and they work together perfectly. So what's the secret fuel that makes it all work? Well, get this. The cow isn't really getting its energy from the grass itself. Nope. Trillions of microbes in a rumen are doing the work. They ferment the grass and produce these things called volatile fatty acids, or VFAs. Think of VFAs as pure, supercharged energy shots that get absorbed right through the rumen wall. For a cow, VFAs are the real high-octane fuel. But, those amazing VFAs don't just appear out of thin air. They're made by a vast, invisible army living inside the cow. We are talking about billions and billions of tiny helpers, bacteria, protozoa, fungi, all packed into that one chamber. This isn't just a stomach. It's a living, breathing ecosystem. The cow is less of an animal and more of a walking, talking fermentation plant run by a microscopic workforce. And what a job description they have. They're not just cranking out energy. These microbes also build high-quality protein, they make all the B vitamins the cow could ever need, and they even neutralize toxins from plants. The cow literally could not survive without this internal crew. And this just shows how all the pieces fit together. The rumen factory produces all these byproducts, right? Well, that's where the liver comes in, acting like the system's master chemist. It handles waste like ammonia, and get this, it makes pretty much all the glucose the cow needs for her brain and, of course, for making milk. It's just a perfect partnership. So you've got this incredibly complex biological machine. How on earth do you manage it? Well, this is where billions of years of evolution meet modern science. And the farmer has to become a master nutritionist in a very high-stakes game. And there is no time more critical, more intense than what's known as the transition period. This 6-week window, right around when a cow gives birth, is when her body is pushed to the absolute limit. Her whole system has to flip a switch from just maintaining herself to massive milk production. It's an incredibly vulnerable time. Here's the fundamental problem. It's called negative energy balance. Right after she calves, her milk production just skyrockets, demanding a colossal amount of energy. But her appetite just can't keep up yet. So she's running at an energy deficit, literally burning her own body fat and muscle to make milk and survive. Closing that gap is the farmer's #1 job. And this is where that precision nutrition becomes a matter of life and death. Every one of these really serious health issues can be prevented with a very specific feeding strategy. For example, to stop milk fever, you actually feed less calcium right before calving. Kind of counterintuitive, right? It's a constant, delicate, scientific balancing act.
But this balancing act isn't just for that one critical period. Oh no, a cow's diet and her nutritional needs change dramatically throughout her entire life.
A newborn calf is basically a completely different animal on the inside. Its rumen doesn't work yet. It's just a small, dormant sac. So it has this incredible little cheat code, called the esophageal groove. It's a channel that automatically forms when the calf drinks, and it shunts milk straight past the rumen, directly to the abomasum, the true stomach, so it can be digested properly. Amazing! And for that brand new calf, the clock starts ticking the second it's born. It absolutely must get its mother's first milk, the colostrum, within the first hour of life. This stuff isn't just food. It's a life-saving download of the mother's entire immune system. It's packed with antibodies the calf needs to survive. It is absolutely critical.
So how do you actually switch on a rumen and get it growing? You might think the answer is grass or hay, right? Nope. Surprisingly, it's grain. When a calf starts nibbling on starter grain, the fermentation produces a specific VFA called butyrate. And butyrate is the chemical signal that tells the rumen walls, okay, it's time to grow.
So you can see the whole journey right here. The diet is custom tailored for the mission of each stage of life. First, you build the rumen as a calf. Then you grow the frame as a heifer. Then you rest and recharge the system as a dry cow. And finally, you fuel the engine for peak performance as a milking cow.
And get this, even the so-called rest period before calving is split into two strategic phases. For the first part, the goal is just to maintain. But in those final 3 weeks, the diet changes dramatically. The farmer starts adding grain back in, basically preheating that microbial engine in the rumen for the huge energy demand that's right around the corner. So for a cow at the top of her game, the whole strategy is this: get her to eat as much high-quality food as possible, as fast as possible, without crashing that delicate ecosystem in her rumen. It's all about pumping in energy with fats and grains while using things like buffers and good fiber to keep that internal factory running smoothly. When you step back and look at the whole picture, it's just, well, it's mind-blowing. You have this ancient, elegant system perfected over millions of years of evolution, and layered right on top of it is the daily, data-driven precision of modern animal science, all working together inside one incredible animal. And that brings us to one last big thought. We've seen just how incredible this biological machine really is. So as we think more and more about sustainability and efficiency, the real challenge isn't just about getting more milk. It's about understanding the system so deeply that we can help the cow do what she already does so well, but even better, for a healthier animal and for a healthier planet.